Good morning, everybody. Daniel Allison, the average dude. Happy Friday. Good morning, Fred.
Good morning, Danny, the average dude. How are you feeling on this fantastic Friday?
Well, I had a friend of mine about 12 hours ago. He sent me a text. He said, "Want to go to D1 in the morning?"
That was me.
That was you. About 8 o'clock last night, I got that text and I decided to get up. So we've been to D1 this morning, went into a new training facility, got the blood pumping, lifted weights, lifted heavy things, and I'm glad I went.
So since you're drinking your coffee, maybe we should say, first sip, let's go!
I lost my pace, Fred. I lost my pace. Speaking of which, since I've already had my sip, I can keep talking. This morning, when we were talking about pace, talking about rhythm, talking about feeling uncoordinated, when we were slamming the ball down, right? The big heavy ball. When we were slamming that down, we were supposed to jump when we were slamming it down. I couldn't get my body to jump and slow that ball down.
I felt like you were having a hard time with that rhythm.
I was having a terrible time with that rhythm. And I'll tell you something else. I felt like you, my friend Fred, being an official, may notice me having a hard time with that. So it put a little pressure on me, but
it just made me think, like, the giraffe is here. Giraffe is here.
Yeah, I did feel a little giraffish. I felt a little giraffish with that ball.
But you powered through it.
I did. I powered through it. Let's see who else is powering through on this Friday morning. Russ Hammond in the house on the bus. Red Wing Shoes, Spartanburg, South Carolina. I've said it 370 days in a row. I'll say it again. Go buy you some boots. I mean, come on.
I love walking in there.
Do you?
Yeah.
You like getting it shined up, but it's nice though, isn't it? Get the boots shined up. It's like getting a haircut. Get you some new clothes. Good
Walk
energy.
around, look, see what else catches your eye. Put it on Santa's Christmas list.
Maybe you find you a toboggan like I have.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you get one. Maybe you don't.
Probably not. Gary's here.
Gary, Joe, good morning. And this lady right here, saw her yesterday live and in person at the Keller Group CPA. Let's go. You didn't come, and we were very disappointed.
They ain't nobody missed me over there. I was in Spartanburg handling my business.
What was funny this morning when we went in there, it sounds like you've already got the reputation for being, I don't want to say the loud mouth, but maybe a loud mouth.
Yeah. Is that what it was? I heard some words like encouragement, the vocal inspiration of the group. Did you not pick up on that?
No. I think what's happening, I think they're just getting to know you. And unfortunately, in the beginning, what can sound like encouragement, in time, they'll say, no, he's just running his mouth.
I think I heard someone say, I bet he's a good accountability partner.
Oh, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the accountability. I'm glad you asked me, but I hated you last night. Make no mistake. He's here. We've already said good morning to Gary. Yeah. Hey, look at this.
Gary has a violent streak in him.
Who, Gary?
Yeah.
Gary doesn't have a violent. He's never hurt. Well, he's hurt a fly. He gets mad at flies when he's trying to eat his sandwich at lunch and a fly comes around. Forget about it. It gets violent. Vicky, she shares here, her and Joe had a great meeting yesterday. What's fantastic, while me and you are running our mouth, there's great people on the bus, and they get to connect, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I love hearing about that. I love and with the internet, when you find somebody that you know, like, and trust, I don't care where they live. You know, it's like having eyes up in Boston. There's Joe. He sees us here every morning, but he's living a life in Boston. Gary's in doggone Texas, right? San Antonio.
I think Joe just said someone's at your door. I don't know if he's seeing things.
Somebody's at my door.
Someone is at the door. Is this some sort of spooky trick?
Ooh, hello. That's
or maybe he's already got a solar salesman on his front porch.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, maybe it is a solar salesman. I was talking with Vicky yesterday, like old friends. I like that. Let's see what this. You got to get your rhythm and get your flow. That's what I tell new benefits counselors all the time when educating on a new group's benefits. And I love that. It all ties in together, doesn't it? We do physical things. We go out, we work out. You got to get your rhythm. You got to get your flow. You got to get on the phone. Talk about warming up before a basketball game. Do you like to hit a layup, or do you like to shoot half court shots to get your vibe going?
I always try to get my humans to start around the goal. Right? Let's see the basket. Let's see the ball go through the basket 5 or 6 times. Let's work on some really close form shooting. And then let's just back up a little bit, shoot some free throws, and then work outside. Always start close to the goal.
Always start close to the goal. Why do you think that's an encouragement way to do it, and how can we apply it in our business life?
Well, one thing is you get to see the ball go through the basket, which is mentally strong, right? You're seeing it go through the basket. Therefore, you know it can happen. And then each time you back up and you keep consistently doing the same thing, by the time you get to the 3-point line, you may be firing on all cylinders, nothing but net.
I like that, and momentum. Our mind doesn't know the difference between when we have momentum. If the mind says you're winning, you did what you said you would do, even if it's a tiny little task, even if it's a tiny little layup, we gain a little bit of momentum. We were talking about it after a workout early in the morning. It's kind of hard to put the brakes on your day at that point, isn't it? At that
point, it's full throttle.
It's full throttle. And then you just feel better. The more you can get done, you keep it going. I was wrong. Okay, look, I did a little stalking. I'm trying to figure out who is this Gary person. And I had the city completely wrong. It was Dallas-Fort Worth. I said San Antonio.
Cooper Flag, Gary, Cooper Flag.
I've got so many different things that we wanted to talk about, but I think the most important thing that I want to talk about today is something that I may or may not have mentioned on this show ever before, Fred.
Energy. Yeah,
you got to say it with your voice. Here's what I want to say. Energy, the right kind of energy does this. Real relationships that are real. That's what I was going. But a real relationship is based on trust, and it has that energy. Like your vibe attracts your tribe. For me, it is that energy. So yesterday, seeing Vicky, we see Vicky here, but don't see Vicky in person. Aaron Jacobitz, he got there late. He may be here late, but he came rolling in, and of course, he comes in with his big energy. And I saw the guys from Fidelity Bank there, and you just you know people, and you have this energy, and then it's good information, right? Nobody sold anything yesterday, but we understood. I understood accounting more and how we can all work together more. And it's those types of real relationships, good energy, great rooms that I love going to.
Now, does that make it easier to communicate facilitate when everybody is feeling that same energetic vibe. You kind of know each other. You've talked before. You haven't seen each other in a month, 2 weeks, whatever it may be. You get back together and there's a little buzz going on.
Oh, and this is what I would say. We went outside. I don't know if you've seen the video, but me and Aaron Jacobitz and some other folks, just a few folks, went outside and I had that little microphone and we just said 2-minute video of just talking to some people and just what you're saying. I wish that I would have brought Vicky out. I wish that Karen was. I wish we had everyone. Just a little bit of a voice, a different perspective. And seeing everybody that was there, I think that would have been really cool. And I love having these professional people that we can trust, that's smart, that's well experienced, and you just have some incredible conversations. I thought to myself, a small business owner walks into this room, they're going to be taken care of. I mean, everywhere that you turn, it's great people.
So how would someone feel not knowing y'all's group that knew each other? They walk into that room for the first time. They're kind of conservative. They're a little shy. How could that go for them?
Yeah, I think that it can go a lot of different ways. You know, it's funny. I thought about that. You don't want to be over the top energy, you know. So I'm going to someone's ribbon cutting. That's what that was. So it's the Keller Group. They've got this KG Pay, they call it, new payroll system software. And, you know, I didn't want to come in and be over the top at their party and just, you know, and if you're over the top, it kind of shuts other people down, you know. And so I really try to think about just what you're saying, making sure that everyone is seen, that they see me, that I see them. And whatever that is, there's like an uncomfortable energy, no matter how long or how old you are, that this initial seeing people. And you just really have to feel it and kind of dive in order to break that, because we want to get to the good stuff, Fred.
Yeah, the easiest thing is just get the awkwardness out of the way, move that uncomfortable feeling, shake someone's hand, pat them on the back, get to know them as fast as you can. Let's find some similarities, and then maybe you start vibing.
Yes. Oh, I love it. I'll tell you, after we went outside, we just said 3, 2, 1. There was a young lady there that was holding the camera, and we had the thing. I wasn't sure what I was going to say. Same thing, right? Just once the camera's okay, we're all fun, we're having fun, everything's rainbows and butterflies. Camera comes on, we get stiff. We forget that we're human beings, you know. And so what happened is I started talking in the beginning. I wasn't sure where I was going. We did the video and it sounded. I said, you know what though? I said, if we did another one right now, what would we say differently?
And what happened?
We didn't turn the camera on, but we had a great conversation. Would have changed everything, right? The way that message landed. And as I thought about that, we're just one level deeper in that comfortable energy, right? So you got great energy. Now you get comfortable. Now you get the camera. Now you're saying things that really resonate. You know, I mean, I said what everyone expected me to say. Chip Keller, great guy, he said exactly what everyone expected him to say, right? Aaron Jacobitz, he's a wild card. But no, I think that it's important for us to find that comfortable so that we can speak from the heart, man. That's what I like.
Yeah. People are more comfortable when there's a nice energy. They understand what's going on. They feel like nobody's trying to single them out. But you want them to be comfortable enough to speak from the heart, speak the truth, and real relationships make that easier.
Real relationships make that easier. You feel comfortable. You know you're not going to say everything right. That not everything's going to be a great point. You know, doing things like this 371 days in a row. I'll tell you how that plays out in the real world. You know, we say a lot of things here and we have to keep going. There's no choice but to keep going, no matter what's said, no matter how awkward it gets. And I was I was talking to them, and when I first started that video, I went completely blank. Here I am. I'm supposed to be the guy that interviews people and pulls the camera. I couldn't remember what I was going to say. And I thought, my goodness, the mind very quickly, it starts to panic. Oh, my goodness, nobody cares. They're thinking about what they're going to say, right?
But then you can say, whoops, I am the average dude. Let's start this over.
That's right. I am the average dude. And that's interesting. And we're just going a little bit over this morning. But it's funny when we accept that we're the average dude. What happened when we got more comfortable? We asked more kind of common sense questions,
Yeah.
It was like we really started to dig into, okay, well, who is it that you've helped with this KG Pay? And he says, oh, I helped this restaurant. And we saved them, $6,000. So a small business owner saving them $6,000 switching from one software to their software, right?
Yeah.
And so Aaron Jacobitz is sitting there and he was like, man, I'd buy any maintenance plan that we've got times 10, right? And so we started to really think about it, and they shared that customer. So the person that they were talking about, the restaurant owner, Aaron was doing the HVAC and Chip was doing the accounting and payroll services. So I just thought, man, that's so cool. But it took us getting comfortable to get to that information, which I think, again, that's the really good stuff.
And if you don't have enough energy to get through that, you'll never get to that second and third layer of the burrito.
That's it. If you never turn on the camera, so here's how it would traditionally go, and then we'll read these comments and then we'll get out of here. But how it would traditionally go, we would have gotten more and more so you're uncomfortable to start, you get comfortable, and then you end the party. Maybe put a post on LinkedIn, right? The one extra step is go ahead and turn on the camera and do a little something to capture that energy. One step beyond that is maybe turn it on a little earlier, get comfortable, and really capture that day and exactly what we're talking about. The kind of energy that's the truth, the kind of that builds relationships and all that good stuff. So what do you think? 371 straight, Fred. Yeah. But see, hey, Joe had a dishwasher guy come now he's back. So, hey, really fun week, great week, 371 days in a row, getting our minds right to start the day, and we're just getting started. Fred, what do you have to say?
Oh, man.
Anything this morning?
Gary got me on the overhyped Cooper Flag situation.
Talk to me.
Let's see here. To me, he is overhyped and overpaid. Woo!
Woo!
Making excuses for his mediocre first game performance.
What do you think?
I think he's 18 and just wait and see.
Yeah. 18 is awfully young. Now, my dad wants to know why in the world you would become a Duke Blue Devil fan.
Why wouldn't I? Because I grew up in the greatest era of college basketball when Bobby Hurley, Grant Hill, and Christian Laettner dominated Shaq, the Fab Five, UNC repeatedly. Clemson never stood a chance. So, Mr. Allison, I don't know where you have been, but Duke, the original blue blood, runs college basketball.
No. Bobby Hurley back in the day, that was a great team. Christian Laettner.
Who has more NBA players than Duke? I'll make it easy for you.
North Carolina.
Nobody.
North Carolina Tar Heels. No, but what we like to do is we like to graduate people, right? So we're not just. I'm sorry. I was going to try to talk junk, but it's hard to talk junk with Duke. I mean, incredible basketball school. Have you ever been to Cameron Indoor?
I have.
How was that?
It's just like you think it would be.
Oh,
except probably 10 degrees hotter.
Talking about energy, that would be. You ever thought about playing ball at Cameron Indoor?
Oh man, playing basketball in the backyard by the street light.
Let's go.
I could see myself in Cameron right then.
I will say there's nothing like the home court advantage of the Duke Blue Devils that they have. Yeah. I mean, that there's nothing like the crowd being right up on the game. Tell me, what would that be like as an official? Have you thought about officiating the North Carolina Duke game when we're talking number 1, number 2, like we were back in '92?
Could I run up and down the court with all that pressure without passing out? Who knows?
Woo! And all them kids yelling at you. You know what? I think you could do it, Fred Blanton. I really do. I believe you would game up and make it happen. Look at Gary says, Freddie, you are making excuses as well. Ooh!
Hey. Go eat your sandwich. Don't you have a meeting, Gary?
Hey, no fish in the lunchroom, Gary. All right. Hey, have a great week. What you think, Fred?
Let's go.
All right. See ya Monday. That's all. Bye-bye.